in the mobile home industry. From the bottom to the top, he climbed the ladder of success. Investing in them trailers, he was bound to impress. Started off with nothing, just a dream in his mind. But he had that fire burning, couldn't be confined. He saw potential in the mobile homes, a hidden treasure. Flipped him like a pro, turned him into a real estate pleasure. Jay Garcia, the mobile home king. He's got the vision and the game he's still progressing. From trailers to mansions, making moves so bold, turning those wheels into gold. The story never gets old. He bought him low, fix him up, man.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mobile Home Confessions in Cars. Jose J. Garcia, your host as always. And for today, so I want to talk about the car. I want to talk about the whole show, the whole confessions, the reasons behind it, because we only have 2 more episodes after today that we're going to be blasting on YouTube, our YouTube hit series. So hope you've enjoyed them. I hope you've liked them. Hope you've learned some stuff, and I hope you really got the grasp of that behind the scenes. You know, we talk about all these successes and all these wins. I love them. That's what makes us. Little wins mount to bigger wins, mount to bigger, and that's how you keep going. And you reward yourself for those things. But there is a lot of behind the scenes that most people don't talk about. And that's kind of what I wanted to expose on for the good. You know, you take obviously the bad, you turn it into good, and you learn from it. Some of our biggest fails, yes, we got fails, are our biggest teachers. It is all about not doing it again, learning from, and keep on going. Because that second time around, you know, things get easier. Things get, you start learning more. You start educating yourself, and you start getting strategic. And don't forget, there's a network, there's coaches, there's mentors. It's like always keep growing. But you got to stay positive. You know, you can't get negative in this. You can't take it personal. Personal, I think, would be one of those biggest flaws that investors can have, including myself early on. And that's even as something as simple as a cold call. I'm going to call a potential seller or buyer, and they get in, you know, sellers typically, if you cold call them, and you real estate investors, you know what I'm talking about. They can get very defensive. How did you get my number? How do you know to call me? How, you know, it's almost like the insecurity, defensiveness, and all in all, they may say things to you that are not the most appropriate, most politely. It is not a welcoming call by any means. And I'll say 9 out of 10 calls is probably going to be that way. But again, you know, you can't take it personal. Be professional and move along. Some of those people that have cursed out, okay, are the ones that come back later and, hey, I apologize. I didn't know who you were, kind of this. I am wanting to sell, as a matter of fact, and I'd love for you to make me an offer. Turns out to be a deal. Follow up. Follow up is key on something like that. But, you know, and again, it's a whole business within. You got to understand the clientele. You got to understand who you're dealing with, and you have to understand people in a sense also. You could be calling at a wrong time. You could be calling at, you know, it doesn't matter. Again, personal. Keep that in mind. Do not take it personal. Keep going. But, you know, at this event, at this confessions, we actually visited the Atlanta Porsche Experience. If you have not been to the Atlanta Porsche Experience and you like exotics like I do, you like Porsches like I love, 911, okay, then it's something you definitely want to check out. If you're ever in the Atlanta area, you know, they have the whole museum. It's a 5-story, 5 floors of nothing but cars, exotics. I mean, just everything that you need to learn from a Porsche. You know, it goes back into the history thing. So now we were able to do a few videos in it, but we were not able to do a video once we were on the track, and that's because that is part of the experience, their whole safety, all kinds of stuff. So, you know, on this episode, again, I want to cover a little bit more in depth as to why the whole series came to be, what we're looking for in the future, because we do have other series that we're going to be looking to creating, to making some challenges. I got some challenges, some stuff. It's all about educational. But there's 2 more episodes after this one. Those, I think, are going to be the more of excitement, I think, overall. You know, every episode we try to do a little bit better, a little bit more. Again, we're learning. You keep learning, you keep going. So we did drive Porsches, the Porsche 911s. I've driven the Porsche SUVs. They're all awesome. Okay, awesome. Porsche, I mean, German engineer, one of the fastest sport car, exotic car out there. Again, visit the Atlanta, and I'm not selling for Atlanta Porsche Experience. I'm just telling you, it's a phenomenal. You get to be on top by the track. You get to see these cars being tested, running, laps. I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome, awesome. Visit the museum. But I wanted to make this to really encourage people to get them out there. I can list many investors who are doing great deals, who are doing a lot of investments, who are hungry, and they're keeping it, which is awesome, because you got to have that consistency. But there's a lot more investors that have come to our education, that are taking our coachings, that are on our calls every Tuesday, Sunday, Saturday. All of you should join, by the way. They're all free and live on Instagram. Send us an email on that. But they're on the sidelines. They're on the sidelines, and it is a continuation of I'm not ready. One thing about mobile home investing, in any investing, and really anything you think about in life, when are you really, truly 100% ready? No such thing. And I tell people, as much as I can coach you, as much as I can mentor you, as much as you can learn from a book or a computer, it's like, your best teacher, that overall teacher that's going to teach you the most, is your first deal. Because when you get that first deal, regardless of what it is, mobile home investing, let's say, okay, you are going to learn things that wasn't on the book. Oh, what do I do here to figure out? And this is where now it separates you from an everyday individual into the entrepreneur mentality. Definition of an entrepreneur is being a problem solver. How do you solve a problem that you encounter? Now, you talk about problems that I didn't even know exist, so therefore I have no answers to. But again, this is where you build yourself a network, connections. There's people out there who've been there, done that, going places, are places that you already are. Something I had to learn early on, because from my background, I am an introvert, is that I could not be an introvert and be in this type of business, or any business for that matter. I know, hard for a lot of people to believe now. They hear me talking loud, clear, and it's like, oh, you're not an introvert. Well, I'm still very reserved. Okay, when I'm not coaching, when I'm not mentoring, teaching, I keep to myself. I'm very, but I was an introvert. But an introvert is not going to get you ahead in this business. So if you're an introvert, it's as simple as getting out there and start talking a little bit. Do things that scare you. Okay, for an introvert to be on stage and speaking, what I do now, that took a lot of times to get on little stages, little bigger stages, and little bigger stages. And I'd be lying to you if I say that to this day now, when I get on these massive platforms, that I'm not nervous in a sense. It's not a nervous anymore as much as it's an excitement. And you gotta shift that thought in your head. It's like, oh, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here, because I am. And when you're giving something back, you're contributing, it's not even about you. When I go up on these stages and platforms, find your why. Why am I on this stage? Why I'm on this platform? It's for the people. This is how I give back. This is how the end results happen. So all these things have to compile, and it's like that's what we're doing these things for. It's not just for us, it's for other people. It could be for the end buyer. Think about it again. Mobile homes are the last of affordability housing. Now, when you think it's something like that, you think about how many people are in need of. We all know America has a serious shortage of housing, and when it comes to affordability, it's more and growing. It's not going anywhere. I'm often asked, well, where do you see mobile homes in 10 years, 15 years? And I don't see mobile homes in a sense as a specific as much as I see the affordability need. Affordability need is not going to go anywhere. You got to think of this, and you can look back through history books and see how much there's been a need of. There's always going to be need of affordability housing. As long as there's the need for affordability housing, mobile homes have a place to be. Okay? We're getting into so many more deals, so many opportunities that, this is something that we love connecting with everybody, because again, I feel like we are growing. We're building that community. Okay? We're building that community, and I welcome any new investor. I coach you. Of course I welcome you. I welcome you in. There's this whole thought behind it. It's like, well, it's getting a little too congested. It's starting to become like real estate. I will say that there's a lot more real estate investors that are now transitioning from duplexes, apartments, stick builds, commercials, to now mobile home parks and even mobile homes. And the reason, low risk, low entry, high reward. But you got to think about it also, okay? It is still a very small industry. I do believe that there's enough to go around and then some, okay? This is not slowing down. But what I also believe more strongly is that with every new person that comes into our industry, into our niche, call it what you will, it is one more person I get to do business with. You see, to look at somebody who's doing the same thing you are as a negative, as a competition, okay? And you can have competitive, it can be a positive one. Let's see who can close more deals. Let's see who can get more wholesales. Let's see who can flip more, whatever. Have fun with it, that's awesome. But I don't see somebody as a threat, because again, that's the thought from a scarcity mentality, not a successful one. If I have somebody who is in the same field, in the same place, going the same places, and doing the same thing I am, is that not somebody that I could sell to? Somebody that I could buy from? Somebody that I could connect with? Somebody that could, maybe we can do a problem solving, or even JVs. You see, it's all how you look at that. And it is. That's how it becomes. So when I see these people, it's like, not only that, is these people speak my language. I love talking to new people. I love connecting with realtors, brokers, agents, you name it. But it is always a, Jay, get in this coaching mode. I got to go in this coaching mode, because most people to this day do not know about mobile homes. Okay, we just joined a new chamber, and it's, of course, introduce yourself, bring up and talk about what you do, your business, etc. And it's like I'm speaking alien still. These people are like, oh yeah, and they're agents, nothing against them, but it's like, yeah, I've heard about mobile homes, or yeah, I see them sometimes, I don't really do anything with them. A lack of understanding is a lack of success. So many times when you come into these departments in these new areas, it's like you can be the problem solver to everybody. I can make everybody money, because if you find a deal, we can close on the deal, we can pay your referral, wholesale, whatever. We'll talk numbers and specifics later. But all in all, it becomes that win, win, win that we talk about. And it all starts with building connections. Okay? Other people doing what I'm doing, you're not a threat. You're the next person I'm going to network or do business with. That's the way it works. Okay? We've shared raw footages. We've shared raw information. We talked about tenants. We talked about being landlords. We talked about handyman. Get me started. Talked about contractors. Talk about managers, owners. And again, it's all to deliver that behind the scenes. Okay? You're no longer blinded. You can't, with so much more we're producing, you cannot sit here, watch these series and say, I wasn't really aware that certain things happen. Now, obviously, there's other things that I'm sure we haven't covered. I'm sure there's more things. I'm still learning. Every day I'm still learning. I'm still seeing something new. So yes, when we think we've seen the craziest story, the craziest scene, something else comes up to top it. It is never a dull moment in mobile home investing. Remember that. But, we share this to educate you, to share with you, to make part of, and to grow our communities. 2 more episodes after this episode are coming up. Again, visit the Atlanta Porsche experience. You're going to have a blast. You can have meetings, etc. there also. So great place to come in and network. But I'm going to push more for the last episode to be about motivation and talk about myself, my beginnings. And, I think a lot of times it's easy to see an end result, to see a success story. And this is me coming up, is, well, I don't have that, or I didn't come from that, or I'm not part of that, or, it's just like a lack doesn't get you ahead. You can't think in defeat. So, but it makes more sense when I can see somebody's beginnings and see, okay, I see how awesome they're doing now, but how was it your beginning? I mean, did you have funding? Did you have parents with money? Did you have this kind of, and when I hear some of these stories of some of the most successful people who came from nothing, no money, no background, no success, they are the first of entrepreneurship business owners, and they are multi-million or billionaires. That is what drives me, because that right there gives me hope, gives me a chance, gives me an opportunity. I don't consider myself deficient to anything. I don't consider myself the most smartest, but I have many times said, and I'll say it again, is I think I can just about outwork anybody in the room. Now, when you can continually, consistently stay at something, keep yourself going, motivation or not, you can't help but to achieve it sooner or later. That's just the way it works. You can only top it off with that by saying, I'm going to add more resources. I'm going to add more of this. I'm going to get more help from this. There you go. Win, win, win. Awesome. Speed that even faster. But if you stick with it, sooner or later, you will arrive. You will achieve. So on my last episode, I want to talk about my beginnings and how I come from nothing. I am the first of our family of an entrepreneur, of being successful. And I got a lot more to go. I'm not by any means bragging when it comes to this. I love and appreciate all the success that I've achieved, but I got a lot more. I got a lot. That's what keeps me going. That drive is like, I'm not done. I'm not finished. Nowhere near finished. We've done so much when it comes to mobile home investing. We've connected with numerous. I have students all over the U.S. New York, New Jersey, Washington, California. Okay, I mean, and we're not in the States yet, which is a beautiful thing. You know, when it comes to mobile home investing, it can be done any and everywhere. May I remind you of that? Any and everywhere. There's a need of affordability housing everywhere. So keep that in mind. But look, I hope you've enjoyed these episodes. Two more coming. I can't wait. We're actually recording the next one tomorrow. I can't wait for that exotic. That exotic is a fun one. That's the next one to come next Friday. Next Friday at 1 p.m. You can join us at 1 p.m. EST time, and you can check it out. Broom, broom. No more electric cars. I made comments on that. I love me an electric car. I love them all. Tell me which one of the cars is the one you like the most so far. Which one of these episodes you like the most, or which you've learned, or what you can give back as a feedback. Drop it on the comments. Till next episode. Thank you for watching. So now we're at the Porsche track outside where we're going to be checking out some of the cars racing. They're testing them. Check out the track with me. Come on. Look at the size of this. I mean, it's just what all their exotics offer this type of service. It goes all the way up. There goes one of them. It's a Carrera. They're out there testing them, spinning them. We got airplanes. We got noise everywhere. Let's go get our Porsche.